دعاة رب السماء يا من صنعتم في الأرض نورا يا
That guy is he's like a little nerd who never did sports in his life, and he could tell us about combat sports. Dude, you never stepped in our arena. I'm Lebanese. I'm happy Islam came to Lebanon. People say, oh, Islam spread like this and like that. We're not complaining. Show me one Arab country that says we were brought to Islam and we regret it. Jordan Peterson is the most dishonest, immoral, filthy dog for tweeting to Netanyahu.
As a Canadian, I agree.
Give him hell.
Yeah.
Allah, Allah, Allah. Allah, Allah, Allah.
Say this is not our country. First of all, they're not native to the land. Came here, we helped build this country.
You know, in Saskatchewan, Alberta, there are Lebanese that have been there for almost 100 years.
Immigrants pay more into the system than they take out. Yeah. My parents, when they came here, they were broke, they were making it, they were struggling, they were pioneering. They made it. I pay taxes, they pay taxes. We pay it through the nose in taxes, and we're happy to. We're contribute to this country. Don't you ever say that immigrants come and they cost us money. These clowns like Tommy Robinson. First of all, tell Tommy Robinson, this dummy, I hope somebody sends this message to him. Migrants commit less crime than native-born British. Less crime. Rape is so low in Muslim countries. It's super high in Western countries. Yes, immigrants come and they commit crime, but that's the common denominator is poverty. Yes. Poverty, not their religion, not their race. It's poverty. If you go in the poorest neighborhoods of America, they commit more crime. You go to Latin American countries, the poorer they are, the more crime they commit. You have to be brain dead to be convinced by Tommy Robinson. You have to be brain dead. You have to be totally brain dead, uneducated. You have to have an IQ level of, 10 to be convinced of his arguments. He knows in Palestine, if you want to read a study on post-traumatic stress disorder in children, where are all those studies taking place? In Palestine. He's got to know that. If he's a true psychologist, I know that. I'm a philosopher and I'm not a psychologist. I know that post-traumatic stress in children is studied in Palestine. This is before October, okay? 2023. Why do they study it? Why do you think they study it in Palestine? Because those kids have been bombed and tortured from a young age. There are documentaries, don't take my word for it, there are documentaries about how they're put into prison. You don't call them hostages, you call them prisoners. Now we're in semantics. If I take somebody by force, he's a hostage. If you take somebody by force, he's a prisoner. 99.9% conviction rate. Imagine. How could a people be convicted at 99.9%? Let me tell you something. If my daughter was out hanging out with a playboy publicly, I'd be humiliated. It's a humiliation for Peterson. Peterson hates Andrew Tate for that very reason. It would make my skin crawl to know that my daughter was in his vicinity. 100%. It's an embarrassment. It's a humiliation. Now people are gonna tell me, no, it's not. It's just no. I'm sorry. It is. Okay. If you're a red pill, if you're a guy who wants to be a man, it's a humiliation. And Peterson knows it. In his heart of hearts, he can sing and dance, and he can use all the words in the vocabulary. He can give me the biggest word salad that ever was. In his heart of hearts, he knows it's a disgrace. Everybody's finding their way, so they all divert in path.
People can also identify as animals.
Anything you want. Anything you want, just don't harm anybody else. So what happens is you have everybody going on their own path. There's no more nucleus. The nucleus is the nuclear family. You know, now in the West they have something called dinks.
Dual
income, no kids. Let me tell you something. You're dual income, you're still the poorest people I've ever met. This is the poorest movement I've ever met, okay? You don't have kids? Let me tell you something. When I go into university, they gave me the hard sciences, survival and reproduction, Darwin. They put me Darwin, survival and reproduction. Then I go into soft sciences, don't reproduce. Don't reproduce. No, you don't need kids. You could be gender study, you could be a girl, you could be a boy, you could be dinks, you know. The soft sciences, where there's no right or wrong answer, it's all subjective. It's almost like they're programming themselves not to survive and reproduce. Now, I'm a big believer in survival and reproduction, okay? I don't want to get into my ideas on Darwinism. I think there's a major misconception about, but that's another topic for another day. Islam is really good at surviving and reproducing. That's the natural way. I have an inclination to survive and reproduce. You have to give me some kind of brain. I don't want to say brainwashing. It's not an actual scientific term, but you got to really program me. Really, like, you have to start at youth for me to stop this genetic drive. Is the world really that stupid? You call one guy who does the crime the T word, and then you call the other guy who commits the same exact crime. You call him something else. You call him he's just defending himself. He's just defending himself.
Or they turn him into like a TV star. I don't know if you saw, that one IDF soldier who raped.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And they have it's on video. He is now a TV star.
Yeah.
Like a reality TV star.
Ben Gvir, another sadistic, filthy animal, that in the future, anybody who associates with Ben Gvir is going to be humiliated.
So, last question, what's your favorite submission?
These days, it's something called the side choke.
Side choke, okay.
Yeah.
So, I want to get afterwards demonstration of the side choke.
Yeah.
You have to go on your back.
Okay.
Okay, guys, so the side choke, it's kind of actually, turn to your side a bit. Usually the side choke it's similar to the rear naked choke. Okay, so the most statistically successful choke we have in jiu-jitsu is the rear naked choke. So I put my arm under your neck like so, I put my other arm behind your head, I connect my arms here, and I'm going to choke you out. So I'm choking here, I'll be careful of the mic. I'm choking him, he's going to go out. Another lead here, it blocks his arteries on the side of his neck, and he's going to fall asleep.
Look for the camera now.
Now the side choke is even more powerful, and it resolves the problem of me not being able to get under his chin. Because if you see, if he puts his chin down, it's very hard for me to get the connection to his neck. So now his face is blocking me from squeezing those arteries on the side of his neck. So what we do nowadays is we go under the arm. Okay? Now when we go under the arm, it doesn't matter to me, and I'm on my side like so, it doesn't matter to me whether his chin is up or down, it becomes irrelevant. If I have him like so, and I fold my arms in the exact same way, because now I'm pushing the side of his shoulder into his neck, and the forearm is on the side of his neck, so it doesn't matter to me. If he puts his chin down, his chin bone is not in the position to defend against my forearm. My forearm is directly touching the side of his neck. Whereas when I'm here, you see his chin is blocking me from getting my arm to his artery. When I go under the arm, if I elevate his arm this way, and I get directly to the carotid artery, now I'm choking him with his own shoulder and my right forearm.
So it's the blood choke on the right side.
Well, I'm choking both sides because his shoulder is choking his right artery, and the left arm is choking his left artery. Now, whether he keeps his chin down or up is irrelevant to me now.
What if you sick?
How about you try it? Let's try it. I just don't want to.
Allah.
Try it again. There's always a doubter in the room.
Who's doubting? Who's doubting?
There's always a doubter in the room.
Who's doubting?
Look at the doubter. No. Defend yourself. Like you said, talking on the phone, basketball, YouTube moves. You see?